Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 269 of the Defining Discipline podcast. We're going to get right into today's episode. So today was day 269 in a row of running. For the day today, I got out there and put in 6.9 miles, which put me at 31 miles in the week. That put me at 117.6 miles for the month, which put me at 1,230.7 miles for the year. Quickly, we're going to talk about these monthly miles. Every single month, I challenge myself to a 100-mile challenge in honor of a charity in which I donate money to and start a coinciding fundraiser and charity to raise money for this charity throughout these months. So here in the month of September, the charity for this month is the National Rise Syndrome Foundation. If you'd like to donate to this month's charity, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. Click on the link within the stories. Take you to the page where you can make your donation. All donations that get made go directly to this cause. In this charity, Facebook is not taking or collecting any portion of your donation. So keep that in mind when you're making your donation. Know that even though it's through Facebook, they are not taking any cut of your actual donation. It is all going to this cause. Other than that, if you cannot donate and would like to still help out, the next best thing you can do is click that share button. We're trying to raise awareness for these causes throughout these months. So just click that share button. That goes a tremendous way as well. Other than that, we are again going to really kind of just skip over the word of the day and get into today's episode. Episode 269. We'll probably do the same thing for tomorrow's episode as well. And we are going to try to get back on schedule either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, of getting the episodes a little bit back on track. But until then, we're going to just get right into today's episode 269, which is mountains. That is today's episode. For a couple reasons. One, today, again, we are in Kentucky running here in Barberville. So we're in the middle of the mountains. And it's actually very fun, very refreshing to be out here running in the mountains. Honestly, it was a very, very nice change of pace and getting out there. Honestly, it felt great. Like I said, I can't really think of a better word than refreshing or great, because that's exactly what it was to be out there. Fresh air, nice scenery, nice hills, hilly up and down a lot. There's a lot of stretch of road that didn't even have sidewalk, but I was running on just like perfect blacktop cement. Or the road is the asphalt, that black asphalt. It just felt good overall. Even the running, my hip wasn't acting up as it normally has been. Pacing wasn't as great, but it wasn't bad either. Honestly, I think I did it like in a right around 9-minute mile again, maybe just under a 9-minute mile. But I wasn't trying to go too crazy. I was just trying to go whatever my body was feeling at the time. Beautiful day, beautiful views. Just looking around, being able to see mountains surrounding you. The sun was shining too, so it was beating down when I started actually the run. Clouds were still kind of low and it was still kind of chilly a little bit, so it was really foggy, a lot of smoke kind of through the clouds. So that was our clouds, smoke just going through the the tops of the mountains, and you're basically at the top of the mountain in this town. So it was just a really cool experience. and we're here to actually see um, my mama, my family, and my aunt and everything. So we got to go and see them today as well. So that was kind of really cool. But back onto the subject of mountains, being in this mountain town and running these mountains, it was a great, um, like I said, change of pace. But the idea of mountains, mountains are something that are not to be dealt with ease. They're not something that you can just look at and be like, oh, okay. For the longest time throughout history, mountains were something that definitely conquered us. Um, Obviously we found our way around them and everything, but um, you know, you can't move a mountain. You can only go around it, go over it, or go. And we eventually were able to go through it, but that's something that's always there and kind of just in our way. So like I said, there's ways to go around it, or there's ways to get past it. You can either go around it, over it, or through it. Um, so just that kind of keeping that in mind, because in life there's going to be mountains that we come across, and a lot of us, and me especially, through a lot of the life that I've been before these past few years of me trying to really take a hold of my life, I would come up to a mountain within my life, and instead of trying to figure a way around it, over it, or through it, I would just kind of just turn around, give up, say, oh, it's a mountain, I don't want to deal with it, and too hard. So, we're going to be, within life, we're going to have these monumental things that seem like mountains and seem like they're going to be impossible to climb, or impossible to tread around because it's so big and so long, or maybe it's impossible to dig through because it's just solid rock. There's many things that um, are treacherous and hard and going to seem impossible, but um, like we have done as a human species with most of the mountains throughout the world, we figured a way around them, we figured a way through them, we figured a way over them. Now we use mountains as a leisure. So, a lot of us, especially me, like to go and ski on mountains and snowboard and do fun things like that. And some people like to go rock climbing on mountains, and I like to go running now a lot. And running in these mountains were really fun. I'm looking forward to going running at definitely a higher elevation out west. But these were very fun to be up here at this elevation. I'll get a feel for some mountains. I think tomorrow I'm not going to maybe do as long of a run, but I think I really want to try to get in more up and down hill work, um, especially being down here in these mountains. I think I can find a really cool hill, I think, to go up and down few few times to get the mileage I'm looking for tomorrow. But again, throughout life, there's going to be mountains that we're going to come across, and sometimes they're going to be and seem very, very unbearable and um, unbreachable and unpassable. But always keep in mind that the thing that I've tried to do these past few years, especially, is keep the mindset that a mountain is just a challenge to look forward to. And a lot of the times you're going to fail, and I've failed throughout a lot of these challenges over these past few years. Of certain things, um, there's a lot of things that have been monumental in my life that have been really hard to try to overcome. But the thing is to continue to learn from it and continue to work at it and work at it and work at it and work at it. And that's what I've been trying to do, and not to give up, and not to think that this mountain is again impassable. This mountain is unbreachable, or you're not going to get across it or over it or through it. So that is something to keep in mind. Mountains are mountains, but we are resilient and we can overcome anything that we put our minds to. So to keep pushing, keep doing what we got to do. And actually, for your daily discipline today, day 269, it is to do exactly that, to be resilient, and to figure out your way around your mountains, or over your mountains, or through your mountains. Think about those things that are mountains within your life that when you come up to them, they just seem like they're so big, um, and they're unmovable, and there's no way around them, there's no way over them, or there's no way through them. Think about those things within your life, and think about a day at a time. Really chipping away at them and figuring out a way to maybe go through it, or maybe figuring out a way to get a shortcut around it and over it. Maybe if you start going around it, you'll find a path where it's easier to go over it. So there's always different. Keep working at those things within your life that are truly mountains within your life. One of the things I've been doing is just running, and really challenging myself, and continuously, as it's getting more and more mind numbing, or more and more, as it's getting easier and easier and easier, I keep making the mountain harder and bigger. And that's another thing you can maybe be doing, thinking about within your life, is maybe things are getting too, maybe you're just getting too stuck in your own ways and too comfortable with things. Maybe you need to really set a challenge out there for yourself. Maybe you need to find that mountain to really get out there and to try to climb and overcome. So that's another way to really kind of look at mountains. So anyways, guys, that's all what today's episode is about. I would like to have gone really more in depth with it, but it's really late here, and got to try to get up early tomorrow. I had a very long day today, and gonna have even a longer one tomorrow. So thank you guys for following along and listening. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 270. And until then, make sure you guys, if you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Instagram, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been following along and listening on. And again, other than that, guys, thanks so much for following along and listening. Until tomorrow, episode 270. Peace out.